So my video for today is going to be about politics, and that's why I'm using my webcam instead of my phone, because if I used my phone I'd probably talk for about a half hour. Because politics is one thing that I was never following, interested in sort of stuff. But Mike started watching the news in the morning, and I have a really bad habit of anything that's on TV just kind of stays. Like, I often don't change the channel, which probably why I watch mostly Fox, because they show The Simpsons in the afternoon. But he started leaving the news on, and I would leave it on, and I'd watch it like all day long. And I really have to say that Republicans piss me off. Like, they piss me off so much. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are Republican that think that the Republicans are actually trying to help, and I don't mean to be rude to you, but you're an idiot. And this whole politics today for me started because I woke up and there was a video that Mike had sent me on Facebook, and he said, "I think you'll like this," and it was from the Rachel Maddow show, and she was talking about Michigan, and I'm from Michigan, and I know kind of a lot about what's going on in Michigan. And for those of you that don't know, I didn't, but Michigan voted to elect a lot of Republicans, and so now Republicans have control of the House and the Senate in Michigan, and there's a Republican governor. And so they decided one of their most controversial sort of things is the emergency financial manager thing. And basically what it says is the state can decide that any city or school district or a couple other things are in financial trouble, and then it's an emergency situation, and they appoint a financial manager to take complete control over the city. And that person has the ability to dismiss elected officials, to dismiss basically anything that's been voted on before. They can completely eliminate contracts, anything they want, basically. And that's done by the decision of the governor. He decides who it is and when they get appointed and if they get appointed. And so basically they've decided that any city, Democrat, Republican-led, can just be taken control of. And the Rachel Maddow show, I'm assuming it's recent because I just sent it to me recently. But she talks about how the way that they passed those bills was probably not legal. And like, there's actual video clips of how they did it, and some of the ways that they do stuff. And there's stuff where it talks about they have to have 2/3 vote to make a law immediate. Otherwise, this law shouldn't have gone into effect last year. It should have gone into effect just recently. But she talks about how you have to have 2/3 vote to get a law to pass immediately, and that there wasn't 2/3 of the people who voted for the law originally. It didn't pass with 2/3 majority, and then they voted on whether or not it should take place immediately. And obviously, if 2/3 of the people didn't even want the law, or not 2/3, but if there wasn't 2/3 of the people that wanted the law in the first place, how could there possibly be 2/3 that wanted the law immediately done? And so it's a really, really good video. So if you can find it, I would recommend watching it. It's kind of like long. It's like 16 minutes. But she really does kind of talk about the scary stuff that's going on in Michigan by the Republicans. And everything that I learn about Republicans just makes me more and more angry. And the way I kind of see them, it's like, and I know there's people that are going to be like really hateful on me because of this, but it almost reminds me of like Nazi rallies where all the people are like, "Yeah, I love it," and then later on, they're obviously like, oh, "Wow, whoops, that was not a good idea." And I really think that a lot of what the Republicans say is stuff like that, and it really, really bugs me, especially some of the stuff that the major Republican Party talks about, because I know their response to the State of the Union, where he talked about changing things, evolving the country, trying to take advantage of new technology, and all of that stuff. And the Republican response was kind of like, "Oh, we're going to keep doing things the way that we used to do it because that's like, government classic." And I'm a biologist, and I know that things that don't evolve die out. And if you see the world changing, and you see technology changing, and you see all of these things going on that's changing the world, and you don't do anything to go with it, and you just say, "Oh, well, we're just going to keep doing what we used to do," like that's how empires fall. And that really scares me. I don't want these people in control. I don't want to be living like we're still in the 1800s and get in the horse and buggy and drive down to the state capitol and be able to say, "Hey, I want you to listen to me because I'm a white male." I mean, that's just freaking ridiculous. And I can tell that I'm getting all worked up. I'm trying to restrain myself, but that's just a little snippet of my views on politics. And being that it's an election year, and there's lots of crap going on, especially in Michigan and um, stuff like that. I'm sure that I'll have a lot more to say. So I hope that nobody starts to hate me or dislike me because of my views. Um, but I guess that's fair since I kind of hate a lot of Republican views, and it really does get me all worked up, and there's nights where I couldn't sleep because of some of this emergency financial stuff going on because there's been a lot of fight back from some of the cities and stuff, and there's been court orders. I think one of the financial managers actually had a restraining order issued against him from the city so that he couldn't come to the city or something like that. And then there's been like back and forth legal challenges and whatnot. But like I said, I recommend that you watch the video from Rachel Maddow. She's like one of my idols. Like, I know a lot of gay guys are just like, "Oh my god, I love Britney Spears or Lady Gaga or Madonna or something." But like my "oh my god, I love her" is I guess kind of Rachel Maddow because she's so smart and she knows so much more of what I'm still just kind of learning about. And one of the other things that I love about her is that she can easily say what I'm thinking. Like, she's that person that has that comeback that you wish you could have thought of. But she has all the Rachel Maddow has all the things that I wish I could say in this video, and she says it really well. So yeah, like I said, go watch her video if you can find it. It's about Michigan, and I'm pretty sure it's fairly recent because there's a whole bunch of people talking about it on my Facebook, and so that's pretty much it. And tomorrow, I don't know how I'm gonna make a video because I'm gonna be at my mom's house or my parents' house. They're still together. But I always say mom's house. I think it's because Mike's mom is sort of alone. The whole time I've known Mike, he's had a stepdad, so I always just said Mike's mom's house. Um, so I got in the habit of saying my mom's house instead of my parents' house because it's both of theirs. So anyway, I don't know how I'm going to do that. I've been having a lot of issues with my phone. I'm really pissed off at Motorola right now because their crap don't work the way it says. You go to try to find support online, and it just says, "Oh, you can easily transfer videos and pictures from your phone to your computer and vice versa," and it's just not true. Not impressed with. I loved the phone. The phone has been pretty damn good. It's the Motorola Photon 4G, but getting it to work with my computer is not the same. A bad thing. So I'm gonna stop because it's 9.5 minutes.